Sentosa After Dark is a 10-chapter AI horror story created by Pro4. Drama Spark. The Island Behind Death. Chapter 1 of Sentosa After Dark. Don't stay on the beach after midnight. The last ferry had already left. The island was quiet. Too quiet. A few lights still burned along the resort areas. Music drifted faintly from somewhere near the hotels. The restaurants were closing. Tourists were heading back toward the mainland. And the beach was empty, almost. A security officer named Adrian Tan sat inside his buggy, staring at the CCTV monitor. 4:47 p.m. He yawned. He had worked night shifts on Sentosa for 6 years. He had seen drunk tourists, lost tourists, tourists who thought the beach was a suitable place to sleep, tourists who climbed fences for photographs. He had even chased a couple who thought a restricted area was the perfect location for a romantic picnic. Ghosts? No. Adrian didn't believe in ghosts. At least, he didn't before that night. His radio crackled. Adrian. He picked it up. Yes? Can you check Siloso? Adrian sighed. What's the problem? A pause. Guest reported someone walking on the beach. Adrian looked at the CCTV. Nothing. Which section? The voice became quieter. Near the old fort side. Adrian frowned. At this hour? Apparently. He started the buggy. Probably some idiot taking photos. The radio crackled again. Adrian. Yes? Don't go alone. Adrian laughed. Why? Silence. Then, just don't. The radio went dead. Adrian stared at it. He had worked with the same security team for years. Nobody usually spoke like that. He started the engine. The road was empty. The jungle pressed close on both sides. The lights became fewer. Adrian drove toward the beach. The sea was dark. The waves rolled gently onto the sand. He stopped the buggy. There. A figure. Far down the beach. A woman. Walking slowly. White dress. Long black hair. Bare feet. Adrian sighed. Seriously? He stepped out. Miss. The woman continued walking. Miss. She stopped. Adrian walked closer. Beach is closed. No response. He reached for his torch. The beam illuminated her. White dress. Black hair. Bare feet. She was facing the sea. Miss? Slowly. She turned. Adrian's torch flickered. Her face was pale. Not frightening. Just sad. She looked directly at him. Then whispered, Are they still looking for me? Adrian frowned. Who? She pointed toward the water. Adrian turned. Nothing. When he looked back, the woman was gone. Adrian stood alone. The sea. The sand. Nothing else. Then he noticed the footprints. The woman had been barefoot, so there should have been footprints. There were. A long trail. From the water. Toward the place where she had stood. Adrian followed them. The footprints stopped. Suddenly. No return trail. No footprints leading away. Just nothing. Adrian stared. Okay. He laughed nervously. Very funny. Then he noticed something else. The footprints weren't hers. They were too deep. As if whoever made them was extremely heavy. Adrian looked toward the sea. A wave rolled in. The water touched the sand. And for one brief second, he saw something beneath the surface. A face. Then another. Then dozens. All staring upward. Adrian stumbled backward. At exactly midnight, the scream began. Adrian heard it from the beach. A woman. No. A man. No. Several people. The sound was distant, then closer. A terrible cry. Adrian froze. The scream came again. Help! He grabbed his radio. Control? Static. Control, respond. Nothing. Another scream. This time, clearly from the water. Help US! Adrian ran toward the shore. He stopped at the waterline. The sea was calm. No boats. No swimmers. No people. Then the scream came again. From behind him. Adrian turned. The beach was empty. Except for something lying on the sand. A small object. He walked toward it. It was wet. Covered in sand. A military button. Old. Very old. Adrian picked it up and immediately dropped it because the metal was warm, almost hot. The next morning, Adrian told his colleague, Maya, what happened? She didn't laugh. Instead, she asked, Did you hear the screaming? Adrian looked at her. You know about it? Maya hesitated. Everyone who works nights knows. What do you mean? She lowered her voice. Sometimes guests hear it. Guests hear what? The screaming. And what do you tell them? Maya smiled. We tell them it's monkeys. Adrian laughed. Monkeys? Yes. At the beach? That's the official explanation. She paused. Unofficially. Adrian waited. Maya looked around. Nobody goes down there after midnight. Why? She answered. Because the island has an old name. Adrian knew it. Everyone did. Pulau Belakang Mati. But Maya gave him the meaning she had heard from an older worker. The island behind death. Historically, Sentosa was indeed known as Pulau Belakang Mati, although the origins and meaning of the name have multiple interpretations. Singapore's government heritage site notes the island's ominous association with death and bloodshed, while also noting its later renaming to Sentosa, meaning peace and tranquility. Maya showed Adrian an old photograph. Fort Siloso. Coastal guns. Soldiers. The island looked nothing like the tourist attraction they knew. During the war, she said, this wasn't a holiday island. Adrian looked at the photograph. No. It was a military position. Fort Siloso was built in the late 19th century and became part of Singapore's coastal defense system. During the Japanese invasion in 1942, its guns were used against Japanese positions on the mainland. Maya pointed toward the beach. People forget what this island was. What? A military island. She paused. And before that, she looked at him. People lived here. Adrian stared at the old photograph. Suddenly, one of the figures appeared to be looking directly at him. He blinked. Normal photograph. Did you see that? Maya frowned. See what? Adrian shook his head. Nothing. That night, Adrian returned to Siloso. Not because he wanted to. Because his radio received a call. Movement near Fort Siloso. He drove there. The jungle was dark. The fort loomed ahead. He switched on his torch. Nothing. Then, something flew across the beam. Fast. Adrian ducked. What the? It flew again. Above him. A dark shape. He looked upward. At first he thought it was a bird. Then it turned. Adrian saw a face. A human face. Pale. Eyes open. Mouth hanging open. The head flew silently between the trees. Adrian froze. It circled the fort. Once. Twice. Then disappeared. He stood there for several seconds. His radio crackled. Adrian? He grabbed it. Yes? Did you see anything? Adrian hesitated. Then, no. A pause. The voice replied. Good. Adrian returned to the security office. Maya was waiting. She looked at his face. You saw one. Adrian didn't answer. She sighed. Which one? One what? The heads. Adrian stared. You know? Maya nodded. Everyone who works here eventually hears about them. Why didn't you tell me? Because if you know. She paused. You start seeing them. Adrian laughed nervously. I already saw one. Maya looked frightened. No. What? Then it has seen you. Adrian felt a chill. What does that mean? Maya whispered. It means it knows your name. The radio crackled. A voice. Very faint. Adrian. He froze. Maya looked at him. The radio spoke again. Adrian. It was his own voice. He slowly picked it up. Who is this? The radio answered. You. Then static. Maya whispered. Turn it off. Adrian did. The radio turned itself back on. His own voice. Don't go to the beach. Adrian looked at Maya. She was already standing. Why? The radio answered. Because she's waiting. Maya's face went pale. Who's waiting? The radio crackled. Then, the woman in white. 13 a.m. They found her. The woman in white. Standing on the same stretch of beach. Facing the sea. Maya grabbed Adrian's arm. Don't approach. The woman slowly turned. She smiled. Then, she raised her hand, pointing toward the water. Adrian looked. A wave rolled onto the beach. It was red. Not bright red. Dark red. Almost black. Another wave. Red. Another. The shoreline looked as though the sea itself was bleeding. Maya whispered, "It's happening again." Adrian stared. "What?" She answered, "The beach remembers." The water receded. Something appeared on the sand. A body. Then another. Then another. Dozens. Men. Women. Soldiers. Civilians. Some wore old clothing. Some wore uniforms. Some were impossible to identify. Adrian backed away. "These aren't real." Maya grabbed him. "Don't look at their faces." Too late. One body opened its eyes. Another sat up. Another turned its head. Then, all of them looked toward Adrian. The woman in white whispered, "They want their names." Adrian heard a voice. A man beside him. "Help me." Adrian looked down. A soldier. He couldn't tell which side the soldier belonged to. The man's face was covered in sand. "What's your name?" The soldier whispered something. Adrian couldn't hear. "What?" The soldier tried again. "Remember." His eyes widened. "Remember." Then his body disappeared. The sand beneath him remained wet. And a name appeared. Written in the sand. Adrian Tan. Maya screamed. "Run!" They ran. The beach seemed endless. The woman followed. Not walking. Floating. Her feet never touched the sand. Adrian looked back. She was closer. Maya screamed, "Don't look at her!" Adrian turned forward. The beach ended. A wall. No exit. They were trapped. Maya looked at him. "Close your eyes." "Why?" "Trust me." They closed their eyes. The woman floated closer. Adrian could hear her breathing. Right beside him. Then, she whispered, "Adrian." He felt cold fingers touch his cheek. He almost screamed. Then Maya shouted, "Now!" They opened their eyes. The woman was gone. They were back beside the security buggy. Neither remembered running there. The beach was normal. No bodies. No blood. No woman. No footprints. Maya looked at Adrian. "Did you hear her?" "Yes." "What did she say?" Adrian swallowed. "My name." Maya nodded. Then it started. "What started?" She looked toward Fort Siloso. "The island knows you." Before leaving, Adrian looked at the CCTV monitor. The camera was still pointed at the beach. He rewound the footage. Nothing. Empty beach. Then midnight. The woman appeared. Adrian watched. She stood there, motionless. Then she turned toward the camera. She raised her hand and pointed. Not toward the sea. Not toward the fort. Toward the security building. Toward Adrian. Then, she smiled. The footage ended. Adrian stared. Maya whispered, "That's impossible." "What?" "The camera isn't facing us." Adrian looked at her. "What?" Maya pointed at the monitor. "The camera is facing the beach." Adrian looked again. The woman was still pointing at them. Then the monitor flickered. A new image appeared. A close-up. The woman's face. And behind her, hundreds of faces. The screen went black. Instead of simply, "Welcome back to Pulau Belakang Mati," I'd make the final reveal much more chilling. Adrian stared at the screen. The woman in white was gone. The beach was empty. Then the CCTV image changed. It wasn't showing the beach anymore. It showed an old version of the island. No resorts. No lights. No tourists. No attractions. Only jungle, the shoreline, and people running. Adrian watched in horror. A group of civilians were being forced along the beach. Soldiers stood behind them. Someone was screaming. Someone else was crying. Then the image suddenly changed. Another memory. A fisherman running toward the sea. Another. A body being dragged away. Another. A woman searching desperately through a crowd. Another. A child hiding beneath a wooden structure. Adrian whispered, "Why are you showing me this?" The woman in white appeared on the screen. She looked directly at him. Her expression wasn't angry. It was desperate. She whispered, "Because nobody recorded us." Adrian stared. The image changed again. This time, he saw the beach as it looked today, beautiful, bright, perfect. Then the picture slowly faded. Underneath the modern beach were hundreds of shadows. The woman whispered. They recorded the paradise. A pause. They forgot the people. The screen went black. Then one final sentence appeared. Remember the real history. And beneath it, not the island paradise. Adrian's radio crackled. A voice whispered, "We don't want revenge. Static. We want someone to remember." Then another voice. A man's voice. Very close. Right beside Adrian's ear. "And now that you've seen us." A cold breath touched his neck. "You are part of the record." Cut to black. End of Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed Sentosa After Dark. It was created by Pearl with drama, spark. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in love. Here, we're honored to bring you our own stories showing the resilience of the human spirit.